So now we're here. So the first thing I'm gonna do while I'm in Photoshop is all right. So this is my list of actions here. I've got my FBP workflow actions. This is my general stuff. This is what I usually use on every photo. So in here we got the focus, beauty, photography, frequency separation. We got dodge and burn, eyes and teeth whitening, skin softening, sharpening, Gaussian blur. I don't really use that one. Copy visible layers. I don't really use that one much either because I got a shortcut key on my XP Pen tablet. See, final touches. That's usually what I do at the towards the very end of every image, just to give the overall look of what I like in my images. Camera raw filter, light glows. Light glows is what I use. Like if there's like background lights that are blurred, I can make them brighter. I'll use that action. Skin shine works on some images, doesn't really work on many. Then selective color enhance. Then we got some filters here that I don't even use anymore, and rarely use these, but I've been using these a little bit more lately, specifically with photos of people that have freckles. Anyway, all right, so let's get to it. All right, first thing I always do is frequency separation. So I'm gonna click on that and play it. All right, so I got my high copy, my high frequency layer, and my low frequency layer. I'm not going to get into how those are made or anything like that right now. Just doing a little tutorial. So there's a bunch of YouTube videos on how to use these. This is how I do it. All right, so high frequency layer, that's for textures in the skin. Specifically, I use them for blemishes and things like that. So let's zoom in a little bit. All right, and let's drag this down. Yeah. All right, drag that down there. All right, so right now I'm just gonna be taking care of blemishes in the skin, and here I'm gonna be pressing. You will be pressing Alt to take a sample with the clone stamp tool here. So you're gonna press Alt, take a sample where you want to sample from, and then you're gonna paint over that area, just like that. See how it disappears? That's how it disappears. Make sure your flow's set at 100. All right, so you might have to take different samples depending on where you are working on the photo. Like if you're trying to mask something here in this highlight area, you don't want to take a sample from the shadow area right here. It's not going to look right. So you want to make sure that you're within the same area where you're sampling, of where you're trying to mask the blemishes. And I don't go overboard though, because I like for there to be texture in the skin. I don't want to get rid of all the texture in the skin, so I don't go overboard. I'm not gonna like do the entire face. And then this right here, I like to get rid of that too. Little smile line. Didn't even look like she was smiling, but anyway. So these right there, I'll get rid of that. This right underneath the eye. There. And for the sake of this tutorial, I think that's good. All right, so let's look at her forehead, actually. And go there, that. Obviously, if you're doing this for a client, you want to be as thorough as possible. But for this tutorial, I'm not gonna be as thorough as I normally would be. All right, so that's the face. Let's check the neck. Really nothing on there. So I don't really worry about if there's scars. I'm not gonna remove a scar. Basically, if it's gonna be there for years and years to come, then I'm not gonna remove it. But if it's something that can disappear, off of your face, within a week or something, then normally I'll go ahead and get rid of that. All right, so that is the high frequency layer. High frequency layer is for textures. Now we're going to the low frequency layer, and there's different ways to do this. You can use a mixer brush here, but for this one, I'm actually going to use this lasso tool here, and then here, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab this lasso tool. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, drag this down here. All right, so now I'm just going to select the area that I want to work on. So this area right here. And again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to do things just a little bit differently than I normally would, because for each section of the face you want to do something a little bit different. Like you might not want to use the same level of blur that you would use on the forehead, like on the cheek. So it just takes some learning. What is going on here? It is okay. Do you want to turn on filter keys? Yeah. All right. So now, that's crazy. All right. I don't know what that beeping is, but that's okay. I'll let it go. All right, so I'm going to bring this all the way around. Now, I'm only doing this for the sake of this video. Normally, I would do these sections separately. But, so this video doesn't drag out to be an hour long, I'm doing this the quick way. All right, so there, I've selected the face. So from what I do from here is I go to filter, and I go down to blur, then I go to Gaussian blur. All right, so I usually stick between 14 and 19. I'm gonna go for 19 right now and see how that looks. Preview. All right, yeah. So pretty much it's blending, like, different spots of the skin. Like it's blending it, making it look more cohesive. So I'm gonna deselect that, and I'll show you the before and after. So this is the after, that's the before, that's the after, before, after. So, and then of the high frequency layer, the blemishes, that's the before, after, before, after. All right, so that's pretty much all. That's it for frequency separation.